There are 12 signs that someone is crazy about you. The thought that someone might be obsessed with you can be scary, and you might always wonder if your gut feeling is right. It's a creepy feeling that can make you feel uneasy, suspicious, or even scared. People often get the wrong idea about the feeling of obsession, which can show up in many ways. At first, you might feel flattered, but as the behavior gets worse, you might start to feel uneasy, violated, and trapped. The difference between having a lot of interest in something and being obsessed with it is how intense and out of hand it gets. A healthy level of interest lets both people have their own space and respect each other, while obsession can hurt and upset both people. So how can you tell if someone is crazy about you? Not everything is as clear as you might think. It can start with small things, like always asking about you or liking everything you post on social media. But over time, the behavior may get worse and even become dangerous. So, let's look at 20 different ways to tell if someone is crazy about you. We'll talk in depth about the different ways obsession can show up and give you tips on how to deal with the situation. This article will give you the tools you need to protect yourself from a crush who won't take no for an answer or a stalker who is making your life a living hell. First, here are some signs of obsession. 1. Rumination. This means that you have to think about the person all the time. When someone is obsessed with another person, they often replay and analyze every word and action from their past interactions with that person over and over in their heads. They may also spend a lot of time thinking about what would have happened if things had gone differently in the past. This kind of obsessive thinking can be upsetting and get in the way of everyday life. 2. Estrangement anxiety. Fear of losing the person is another sign of obsession. This is called estrangement anxiety. When someone is obsessed with someone, they may worry that the person will leave or turn them down. This could make them act in ways they think will stop this from happening, like checking in with the person all the time, becoming too attached to them, or watching what they do on social media. This can happen when a person is too obsessed with a romantic partner. When the partner spends time with friends or family without them, the person may feel anxious and upset. 3. Social media stalking. Stalking is a common sign of obsession that is made easier in the digital age. A person who is obsessed with someone else may spend too much time looking at that person's social media profiles to see what they are doing or whom they are talking to. They may also do more annoying things, like send the person a lot of messages or comments on social media or try to hack into their accounts. For example, if someone is obsessed with a celebrity, they might spend hours scrolling through their social media feeds, looking for any information they can find about their personal life. 4. Fantasizing. People who are obsessed with someone may make up elaborate fantasies about what their life would be like with that person, including romantic and sexual fantasies. They can get so caught up in their dreams that they forget about the people and responsibilities in their real lives. When the fantasies don't come true, this can make the person feel disappointed and unhappy. When someone is obsessed with a coworker, they may spend hours daydreaming about a romantic relationship with a coworker, even though the coworker has shown no interest in them. 5. Idealization. This is when they think the person is perfect and put them on a pedestal. They don't notice the person's flaws or bad traits and only focus on the good things about them. For example, if someone is obsessed with a romantic partner, they may fall in love with the person's looks or personality but ignore any red flags that the relationship might not be healthy. 6. Jealousy. When someone in a relationship becomes too possessive or controlling, this can be a sign of an obsession. Obsession is a strong fixation or preoccupation with a person or thing, which can lead to jealousy. When a person is obsessed with their partner, they may feel a strong need to control them and keep them close. They might feel jealous when their partner talks to other people or spends time away from them because they don't want to lose control or their partner's love. This kind of jealousy can be bad for both people in the relationship and make them feel bad about themselves. It can lead to controlling behavior, manipulating feelings, and in the worst cases, even physical abuse. 7. Obsessive communication. When someone has obsessive communication, They are always trying to get in touch with the person they are crazy about, often to the point where it is too much for them. They usually send several texts, emails, or phone calls every day. And when the person doesn't respond or says they need space, the person sending the message starts to feel annoyed, frustrated, and like they're in the way. 8. Possessiveness. Being too possessive is kind of like being jealous. It means feeling like you own or deserve the person. When someone is obsessed with someone else, they may become possessive and try to limit that person's interactions with other people or tell them how to act. 9. Validation seeking. One sign that someone is obsessed with you is that they want your approval. An obsessive person may try to get approval from the person they are obsessed with because they feel like their self-worth is tied to the other person's acceptance or approval. They think the victims are the only thing that brings them joy, love, or satisfaction. This is because their thoughts and actions are all about the victim, and they can't seem to move on or let go of the relationship. They might worry a lot about what the victim thinks, feels, and does, and always try to get their attention or approval. This kind of behavior can be bad because it can lead to an imbalance of power in the relationship. The obsessed person may feel pressured or obligated to validate or support the obsessed person. The person who is obsessed with the victim may become emotionally dependent on them and may not be able to do anything without them or their approval. 10. Not respecting the boundaries. The thing about obsession is that it can be all-consuming, making it hard to see anything but what you want. In a relationship, this can look like not caring about the other person's limits, wants, or requests for space. The person who is obsessed with the victim may feel like they have a right to contact the victim or keep trying to be with them, even if the victim has made it clear that they want no contact or space. This is because they care more about what they want than about the other person's happiness and freedom. It can be a sign of unhealthy or even dangerous behavior, especially if the person becomes more aggressive or persistent in their pursuit of the person they are obsessed with. 11. Clinging. Clingy behavior is often a sign of a strong need to be close and get attention. When someone is obsessed with someone else, they might feel insecure and afraid of losing that person. They may also feel like they have no control over their feelings and actions, which makes them dependent on the victim a lot for emotional support and validation. This kind of clingy behavior is a sign of obsession because it shows a lack of respect for the victim's boundaries and freedom. The person who is obsessed may become possessive and try to control the victim's time and attention. 12. Losing who I am. If a person is obsessed with their partner, they may always put their partner's needs and wants before their own, even if it means putting their health at risk. This can make a person feel angry, frustrated, or even hateful toward themselves if they feel they are not living up to their standards. An obsession can also be a sign of deeper mental problems like anxiety, depression, or low self-esteem. These problems can make a person look for approval from outside sources instead of finding happiness within themselves. This can lead to an unhealthy dependence on other people or outside events for happiness. How obsession develops over time. Obsession is a complicated mental state that can happen in different stages. And not everyone goes through these stages of an obsession in a straight line. Some people may stay in one stage for a long time. Here are some of the most common stages of obsession. Early attraction. This is the first stage of obsession when someone or something first attracts them. At this point, they may feel drawn to the person or thing and start to notice and focus more on it. Focused attention. At this stage, the person's interest and attraction become more intense and focused. They might start to think about the person or thing more often and in more detail and spend more time trying to learn more about them or find ways to be close to them. At this stage, the person's feelings of attraction and interest grow stronger, and they may feel strong emotions like joy, euphoria, or excitement when they think about or are near the person or object of obsession. Obsessive thoughts and behaviors. In this case, the person's thoughts and actions become more repetitive and compulsion-like. They may start to think about the person or thing repeatedly, replaying interactions or situations in their minds or doing things over and over again, like checking their social media accounts. At this stage, the person's obsession may start to get in the way of their daily life and relationships. They may have trouble focusing on other things or withdraw from other people, and when they can't be with the person or thing they are obsessed with, they may feel bad emotions like anxiety, jealousy, or despair. Escalation: if the obsessive behavior isn't stopped, it can lead to more extreme and dangerous actions like stalking, harassment, or even violence. At this point, professional help and support are needed to deal with the underlying psychological problems and make sure that the person and others are safe. What should I do if I think someone is crazy about me? When you think someone is obsessed with you, you might make mistakes like thinking you can solve the problem on your own, ignoring the behavior, or interacting in a bad way. This could make the situation worse and put you in more danger. But instead, you should take steps to keep yourself safe and protect yourself. You can take the following steps. Set clear limits: let the person know that their behavior is not okay and that you don't want to talk to them anymore. Be firm but try to be kind and understanding as well. Tell them that you care about their well-being, but that their actions are making you feel bad. 2. Don't talk to the person unless you must. This includes meetings in person, phone calls, and social media interactions. If you must talk to them, try to do it in public or with a friend or family member you trust there. 3. Write down what happened. Keep a record of everything that happened, like emails, messages, and other ways of communicating. This can help if you ever need to go to a lawyer or a professional for help. 4. Ask for help. Talk to a trusted friend or family member for help, and if the situation gets worse, think about getting professional help. You might also want to think about getting help and advice from a support group or the law. Dealing with someone who is obsessed with you can be hard and could even be dangerous. If you do these things, you'll be able to get through the situation more safely and effectively.